Meet Leo. Leo's asleep in a high-tech memory foam bed in a soundproof apartment. Suddenly, his heart starts racing. His eyes are darting frantically behind his eyelids. In his mind, he is sprinting through a dark alleyway. Something invisible, something heavy, is gaining on him. He tries to scream, but no sound comes out. He tries to run, but his legs feel like they are moving through wet concrete. Leo wakes up drenched in sweat, gasping for air. He tells himself, it was just a dream. But Leo is wrong. It wasn't just a dream. Now look at Leo's ancestor, 40,000 years ago. Let's call him Tor. Tor is sleeping on a bed of dried grass near the mouth of a cave. In his mind, Tor is also sprinting, but he's not in an alley. He is navigating a labyrinth of acacia trees, and the thing chasing him is a 300-pound saber-toothed cat. Every turn Tor takes in his sleep, every muscle twitch, is a life-or-death calculation. Tor isn't just sleeping, he is training. He is running a threat simulation that will decide if he lives or dies when the sun comes up. Why do you still dream about being chased, even though you live in a world of locked doors and police? The answer is that your brain doesn't know the Stone Age is over. Your dreams are not random fantasies. They are the oldest survival software in the world. And if you aren't dreaming properly, your ancient instincts are rotting from the inside out. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the dream lock signal, a specific reason why we all experience sleep paralysis, and how it's actually protecting your life. But first, we have to understand the threat simulation theory. For 99% of human existence, the world was a horror movie that never ended. Every bush could hide a predator. Every shadow could be a rival tribe. To survive, our ancestors had to be perfect at reacting to danger. But practicing against a real lion is a great way to get eaten. Evolution solved this by creating a safe mode virtual reality. When you enter REM sleep, your brain disconnects from your muscles and launches a simulation. It takes your real-world fears and cranks them up to 11. It puts you in the most terrifying situations imaginable, so that you can practice your escape. This is why you don't dream about doing taxes or washing dishes. Your brain doesn't waste energy simulating boring tasks. It simulates the things that could have killed you 30,000 years ago. Have you ever had that dream where you are falling? It is a biological relic from our time as primates living in trees. A fall meant death, so your brain simulates the sensation of falling to keep your vestibular system sharp. It wants you to be so familiar with the feeling of losing your balance that you react instantly in the real world. And what about the dream where you are naked in public? To your modern brain, it's just embarrassing. But to Tor, being naked meant being without his furs, without his tools, and without his tribal markings. It was the ultimate symbol of vulnerability and social rejection. In a tribe, being rejected meant being exiled. An exile meant certain death. Your brain is still simulating the terror of social exposure to make sure you stay fit for the group. Every time you wake up from a nightmare, you have just completed a high-intensity training session. Studies show that people who dream about a specific task or threat perform significantly better when facing it in reality. Dreams are the reason humans are the most adaptable predators on the planet. We don't just learn while we are awake, we refine our survival tactics while we sleep. But something has gone wrong in the modern world. Leo, in his soundproof apartment, is suffering from stimuli deprivation. His real life is so safe, so padded, and so predictable that his brain is getting confused. The threat simulation software is still running, but it has no real-world data to work with. So it starts to glitch. It takes Leo's modern stresses, a deadline at work, a breakup, a mean comment on social media, and it translates them into ancient horrors. Your boss becomes the monster in the dark. Your social anxiety becomes the feeling of being hunted. We are experiencing psychological overheating because we are using Ice Age software to solve 21st century problems. And there is a darker consequence to this mismatch. In the cave, Tor's dreams were clear and visceral because his survival depended on them. But today, we are killing our dreams with chemicals. Alcohol, processed sugar, and blue light from our phones destroy the quality of our REM sleep. When you suppress your dreams, you aren't just getting bad sleep. You are disabling your survival radar. People who are deprived of REM sleep become more impulsive, more fearful, and less capable of reading social cues. Without the nightly simulation, You lose the ability to distinguish between a real threat and a fake one. You start to see lions everywhere in traffic, in emails, in the eyes of strangers. The dreamless generation is the most anxious generation in history because we have stopped training our brains for the fight. Now let's look at the dream lock. Have you ever woken up and found that you couldn't move your body? It is one of the most terrifying experiences a human can have. It feels like a demon is sitting on your chest. In the Middle Ages, they called it the old hag. Today, we call it sleep paralysis. But this isn't a ghost. It is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. When Thor was dreaming about fighting a leopard, his brain was sending massive signals to his arms and legs to strike. If his body had actually moved, he would have run off a cliff or punched his own family. So, the brain secretes two chemicals GABA and glycine that literally paralyze your voluntary muscles. It locks you in a biological straitjacket so the simulation can run safely. When you experience sleep paralysis, it just means your conscious mind woke up before the lock was released. The demon you see is just your brain trying to make sense of why you can't move. It's a survival mechanism that went wrong, but its original purpose was to keep you alive in the cave. So why does any of this matter for you today? Because your dreams are the health report of your subconscious mind. If you aren't dreaming, your brain is drowning in unproxed data. And if you are only having modern nightmares, like losing your phone or being late for a meeting, it means you have lost contact with your tribal instincts. The most fulfilled humans are those whose dreams are still wild. They are the ones who still dream of the hunt, the forest, and the ancient stars. They are the ones who use their sleep to become more resilient, not more anxious. We have turned sleep into a commodity we try to optimize with apps and pills. But sleep isn't a product. It is a pilgrimage back to our origins. Every night, you have the opportunity to enter the most advanced training facility in the universe. You can face your fears, sharpen your reflexes, and download the wisdom of your ancestors. But you have to give your brain the right environment to do its job. You have to put down the phone 2 hours before bed. You have to let the room get cold, just like the cave. And you have to stop fearing your nightmares. The nightmare isn't the enemy. The nightmare is the coach. It is the voice of Tor telling you to stay sharp, stay fast, and stay alive. When you wake up sweating, don't say it was just a dream. Say thank you for the lesson, because one day the simulation might save your life in the real world. But there is one specific type of dream that is the most important of all. It is the recursive dream, the one you have over and over again, year after year. This isn't just a simulation. It is a broken file in your survival software. If you have a recurring dream, your brain is trying to tell you that there is a specific threat in your modern life that you aren't handling correctly. I've put together a guide in the description on how to decode the primal symbology of your recurring dreams. Once you solve the glitch in the simulation, the nightmare stops forever. Your brain finally gains the power it was looking for. The world is getting louder, but the cave is still inside you. Tonight, when you close your eyes, don't just sleep, train, run, hunt. The simulation is about to begin, and your survival depends on how well you play the game. I'll see you in the dream world. Goodbye for now.